Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video about the Q&As. So typically they're Mondays and Thursdays, 12 to 2. Sometimes it's live, sometimes it's a premiere, and sometimes it's just Monday, and sometimes it's just Thursday. So if you want to see my schedule, it's an Instagram, or you can request it on WhatsApp or Telegram, and I'd be happy to send it to you. Okay, so what happens is you send a donation that's a particular amount that I put underneath my every video that I make. So it'll tell you the current donation that's requested in order to answer your question. So it might be $11 a question, $22 a question. I don't know what it'll be in the future. So I'm leaving this generic, but it will always be underneath my videos. But you send like $22 per payment or per question. And then you put your questions in your PayPal note. Now, if you don't put any question in your PayPal note, you are going to get, your answer is going to get skipped because it's just going to be considered a donation. I'm not going to go searching for, if you forget and you're like, oh man, I didn't give you my question, then it's just going to be a donation. You can either cancel your donation and start again and do another donation with your question, or it's just a donation and then you can try again another time or just, submit another question. So, if you have two questions, two, three, however many questions you have, you can put them all in that PayPal note. So, and then I go by your PayPal name, not your regular name. Whoever or whatever you're using as your PayPal name, if it has 3 words in it, I'm going to condense it to 2 initials somehow. So when you're checking the timestamps underneath the videos to see where your reading was, make sure that you figure out which of those 2 initials I used out of however many names you have, however many words are in your name. So that's one thing to consider. Also, yeah, that's all I go by. So I'm not going to call you some kind of special name you asked me to call you. If you want me to never mind, I won't go into that. If okay, I will. If you want me to not read something out loud, you can always say that at the very beginning. Please don't read this out loud. That makes it very difficult for the viewers. So I don't like it when you guys do that. But if you absolutely have to, because somehow you figure that somebody's going to know your initials or something, then I guess you can do it. But please don't do it if you can help it. So and the other option you have, like a lot of people do the Q&As because they're waiting for their reading, which might be a few months away. This is a really good option to do in the meantime if you have a pressing question, or you could do an emergency reading. You would order an emergency reading on my services page. And then if I have them available at the time, if I don't, that just means that I'm really busy and I'll open some up later. So you order that and then you text me. Do not email me. Please do not email me. Just text me and say, hey, I've ordered an emergency reading. And these are the times and days I have available coming up. So just let me know your schedule and I'll figure out a best, a good time for us to talk. Okay. So another mistake some of you guys make when you're asking me like, why my question didn't get answered. First thing I'm going to ask is, number 1, did you put a question? Because I'm not going to read something where there's no question. So check your payment, see if you put your question in the payment note. The other thing is some of you hit request money instead of send money. So just make sure when you're going to make your donation that you hit send, not request. And if you did, just cancel it. If you make any mistakes, just cancel it and start again. It's not a big deal. Okay. Yeah, so I already talked about the initials in the timestamps. And another thing to consider is that you may be watching a live on a Monday and you're like, oh, well, she's live. I'll go ahead and ask her a question. But what you don't realize is the last live that I did or Q&A that I did, people started asking questions in PayPal from that moment forward. So if I did it on Thursday, people have been asking questions all the way through the end, like Thursday night, all the way through Sunday. And I'm going to get to those people before you on Monday, if that makes sense. So they're answered in the order that they are received. So that's another thing. Okay. So if you did all of that and you're sure that you did all that and you checked, so if you're checking the timestamps, you may say, well, I sent in my payment on Monday. It should be in the timestamps underneath that video. No. Check the date that you sent your payment in and all the Q&As following, because it could be in the next Q, most likely will be in the next Q&A, not the day you sent it in. Yeah, so if you've checked all of that, all of it, please check all of that first. And then you can write to me, email me, or send me a message in Telegram or WhatsApp or whatever. And all I need is your full PayPal name. I don't want your regular name. If it's different, I just need your PayPal name only. I don't want initials. Initials are only for the purposes of time stamping, you guys. I want your full PayPal name. That's the only way I can find you on PayPal. And then hopefully your question would be contained in that payment. So once I get your full PayPal name and the date that you sent that payment, I'll be able to find it very quickly. I can screenshot it and it'll get into the next Q&A. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope this answers all your questions. If not, just let me know down below, or just let me know and I'll be happy to answer your questions, or you can wait for the next Premier or live to ask a moderator anything I didn't get to as well. All right. Have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.